which happens about this time every year, a little earlier or later depending on rainfall. But it does make floral photography in Texas kind of popular. So if you have to cross an area where there's lots of bluebonnets blooming, that's an opportunity for you. Oh, yeah, must hit a button. Reduce the road noise. And these are not my readers. These are single vision glasses because I do things where I don't want to try to guess if the line I'm looking at is the reticle of the scope or if it's the line that's part of the but it's Monday evening and I'm driving to class and I've got my water with me. It's water plus electrolytes. It's shift PHB and electrolytes. Which kind of leaned me a little more toward the ketosis I want to be in regularly because carnivore is a ketogenic diet. But I don't just drink flavored electrolytes with BHB every day. It just gives me a little something, considering where I'm going. I have taken out the trash, done the laundry. It's in the dryer, but Loki's home, so he knows that's our stuff in the dryer. We got 5 adults in the dryer, but I'm in the house. I'm still the only one who looks to see whose stuff is in the dryer when I want to use it. Which frequently leads to telling my daughter to tell her boys to get their stuff out of the dryer. It's a dryer, it's not a dresser. Now, for those who suffer allergies, it helps to know if you're coming through Texas right now, tree pollens are still kind of high. Not the one that causes the most problems from the end of November through the end of February, but now the oak is coming up. So if you have a problem with the oak pollens, then you might need to put the windows up, run the AC, change the cabin air filter. That's a new thing, right? Vehicles didn't used to have cabin air filters, they just had the one for the engine. And finally someone said, hey, let's make the air inside good for everybody. Can't quite see who's... Oh, Liliana? Hi. Yeah, I'm waiting my turn for stopping a stop sign up here. These are not readers, so I will not see everything you say. And Jonathan's in the house. Hello. Yeah, I made a Heifer International donation recently. I like them. They actually consider what climate you live in before they make their plans to... I mean, if you live where it would be easier to grow camels than ducks, they're going to tell you that a flock of ducks is not your thing. If you're in a good place for goats, they'll talk to you about goats. They help people, and in a way that really helps. Not sure who that is, have the wrong glasses on, yada yada. Welcome to my channel. Hit the like if you have time. You won't lose your place, and it'll still bring you back in chat if you want to chat. Oh, and is baby animal season in Texas. Little calves and baby horses are being born. The cow puppies, horse puppies, sheep puppies, they're all puppies. And like I said, the bluebonnets are up. Now, one thing that has been bred is a kind of red raider crimson red bonnet. It's in the bluebonnet range, the lupine, I should say, range of flowers. And that's one that has been bred to produce that color. It was throwing it as a sport a few times. You know, just every now and then you'd be looking at a patch and there'd be one red one. And if you happen to see something like that, that's grand. Enjoy, you know. And something else that happens with lupines, another sport color, is that every now and then you'll see one that's just as white as can be. You don't see that one very often. I think if it happens more often, someone might breed it. And if they can successfully reproduce that breed stock into a white bonnet, that would be pretty. I mean, they're pretty little flowers anyway. I'm pretty sure cows eat them. I'm pretty sure horses eat them too. Oh, more babies. I love the agricultural part of my drive to class. And we've got another one in class, and I cannot see your name. I might see it at the next stop sign, or stoplight, I should say. Because traffic no signals, so gotta stop when it's time to stop. And there's one way up ahead now. It's green now, but in a quarter mile when I get up there, it might be something other than green. Get into the lane I'm going to want while the road is fairly empty. Because when I get up to the point that the left lane I want exists, I will be able to get it. Yeah, there it goes. Aisha, hi. And Shannon. Yeah, off to get my exercise. I am with somebody who said that what Jonathan said recently on a talk, I think he might have been paired up with Coach Stephen or one of the others that's popular in the UK, said your workout is only as good as your recovery. I need that shirt. I really do. But sometimes what you can make on a given website to market is just, you know, limited options. Or to take a whole different look and you don't feel like working on it. I was working on a few things, kind of gave up because I'm tired. It's like, oh, I can make this idea and they'll send direct to the customer, and nope, this is getting a little busy. Not interested. And this light is now green. But it's almost 5:30, so it was time to get going. Watching alongside the road to see if there were a good patch of bluebonnets right next to a parking lot I'm familiar with. They're pretty. Josephine, hi. I can kind of make out your name. Now the suggestions that come up that are directly from YouTube, it's like a food you can eat daily. Well, for most of the carnivore universe, that'll be beef, but not anyone is suffering alpha-gal, which comes from a tick bite. It's a disease that causes you to be intolerant of red meat. And they got my sympathy. So lamb and beef would definitely be off the menu for them. But hey, if you ate something particularly good today, throw it in the chat. I'll see it later. And I don't see blue. I see like one blue one. A lot of businesses and hospitals and stuff will mow before the blasted things bloom because they don't want people trying to take the annual bluebonnet picture with the little kids at their hospital, because that would like clog up the parking and stuff. I can see that. But if you have to drive through the middle of Texas right now and you wonder why some of these places have a funny pattern to the, yeah, there's a spot, but I don't see any bluebonnets. Watch out for people who are pulled over on the side of the road taking pictures of kids in, now that we're out here where it's just a curb, there's bluebonnets. And whatever the red spiky ones are that are near the bluebonnets. It's flower season. If you sneeze a lot, don't feel bad about not going and taking pictures of them. Or get a spot that you can get safely parked and take a picture from the car window. That's reasonable, actually. And if you've got a telescope lens, you can zoom in a ways. Great floral photography has been done by getting just right up into the little flowers and magnifying them. I've seen some great photos done that way. I have to decide if I'm going to get to my class and carry in maybe a dagger and a fan, or take the whole weapon bag. The whole weapon bag doesn't even hold the whole collection. That's martial arts weirdos for you. We like our weapons. We collect them. They will be on every shelf and whatever in our homes. We might have a room that's dedicated. One of the lady friends has a room that's dedicated. It has a pretty well an empty room that she could make into a guest room at the drop of a hat. A couple of IKEA purchases and you got a guest room, you know. But in the meantime, she has a place that she can work out. If she wanted to, she could put a display rack on the wall that has all the white through brown and a display piece black belt or sashes for Tai Chi. And she could display weapons on the wall. if you display weapons, you wind up with twice as many weapons because you don't want to be pulling them all down from the wall, shoving them in the bag, and taking them to the class. I would wind up with duplicate everything, I'll tell you that. But that's me. And somewhere... Oh, here we go. That doesn't have a lot of room to spin in here, so... Thompson's... Actually, there's another one back there that goes with, so let's leave it back there. That's the foam covered one. It's pretty much a PVC weight of plastic tubing. It's closed off on the ends. It's not hollow all the way through. And it's got some foam on it. If I accidentally hit somebody in class with it, and it's not an official weapon in the system at the moment, but I've got size. Got size, dagger, sword. I got straight sword and broadsword, which has a slight curve to it. And I've got my bow staff back there. Got fans, daggers. Few cheat sheet left for International 24 posture. Those come in handy when you have a place where you can post it up, you know, a garage or workout room or whatever you've got, and it will remind you where you're supposed to be, and you go, crap, what was that next move? And you look, okay, I need to do this. And that's great, but most of the forums are not conducive to making a cheat sheet out of them. And yet another light has changed to red, and I've just watched someone go through it as if it was red, go green. Stop. That is someone who needs to watch Star Trek again. Green, go, red, stop, yellow, go very fast. Keeps me out of the coffee. And gives me a little bit of salt. And like I said, it's a shift product, so there is a little BHB in it. But that gives it a little tanginess. Because I miss lemonade and stuff like that. Yeah, I was wondering a little while ago if I should begin to measure around the thickest part of the calf muscle, like I do around the thigh and the upper arm and the chest, waist, hips, and I'll frequently measure at the neck also. It's like, should I do the calf muscle? And on my right leg, I think I've got just about every spare ounce off. I mean, there's enough, just enough connective tissue and fat to keep it from being an absolute disaster when I get tiny bruises. But I don't think I've got more size to lose there. Most women who are not bodybuilders do not want to be absolutely ripped anyway. But our lower legs, we should try to make them look good. That's the part that shows below a skirt, right? And Now, as you get excess weight off your body, I'm saying excess, you will always have a little bit of subcutaneous fatty tissue below the skin, but you'll feel where the muscles, tendons, and ligaments are. If your hand is on your forearm and you twist, you'll feel them. And the same thing happens with the lower leg, which is why I did 2 short videos of lower leg and spoke about the anatomy. There's not actually a lot of muscle around the ankle. So if you're puffy there, it's not swollen muscles, it's a buildup of fluid and you need to move better. Still need to move carefully. I'm pretty sure Jonathan understands moving carefully. So many things can cause him to have a pain flare up, ruin his day completely. But if you don't move carefully, you hurt yourself. So the worse shape you're in, as you get out to go exercise, the more you have to be careful about that exercise. Which is why so many of us have vibration plates. I still like mine. Amazingly, the Chihuahua likes it too. And he'll use it. I mean, someone's got to turn it on for him, but he'll use it without me, or he'll sit on my lap when I'm using it. And I'm like, what's wrong with the nutty dog? I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I think instinct for additional movement helps him make, I mean, he chases the cat. That's not a problem. The cat's twice his size, which is a little bit of a problem. It's like, hey, look at that Chihuahua go. But, I think the instinct to move more is there. It's just that some of us have overridden that instinct for so many times, for so many years, that we just aren't moving like we should. I am nearly to where I am going. It's a reasonably sunny day. There's a few wispy clouds out. They're not cirrus, they're just thin. We have had some windstorms and we have had some rain. I need to remember that I've got a raincoat in the back and probably a small denim jacket too. Just in case it's a little cool later. Class ends at 7:30 and then I've got a long drive home. I'm not joining that crowd though. I'm going to make a left right here in the parking. It is a towing enforced location because a restaurant and an arcade and bar recently opened up here. place, don't park there. Let's see where I'm at. Oh, I can move over a little bit, but I thought there was somebody leaving. Maybe. Yeah, the after school stuff is kind of winding down this time of day. The children's classes are going. Not quite time for me to be too worried about being there. Get a little sweaty over here sometimes. For those of you still counting inches of snow, it is 87 degrees where I'm at. 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Which most of the world would consider a bit on the warm side. The trees are enjoying it. Like I said, the tree pollen's a thing. Get my vehicle shut off for a bit. And here I am at the old so glorious Kung Fu and Tai Chi school over here behind me. So now everybody knows where I'm at. This is in Round Rock, Texas, on South A.W. Grimes. Or is that one Grimes or is this one? I'm not entirely sure. I think that one is. Lewis Henna is the next light south of me. And I found a channel that had a lot of good information today. I was looking at stuff about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And I made a post about one of the most helpful channels I found. One of the most exciting posts lately is about my last little bit of eczema. It's still red, but it's not itchy and it's smooth to touch. So I'm probably not turn on my rear camera so I can see where the lines are on the pavement. There we go. Yeah, I'm adequately parked. I parked over here one day and tried to get a decent picture. There was a little bunny rabbit between my vehicle and the little fence. I kind of wanted his picture, although I go out of my way to avoid taking photos of people who are not standing around volunteering to be photographed. I like rabbits. They taste pretty good. And there's more meat on them than on a squirrel. I rank right up there with Rick Rodriguez, Charger Mopar. As he and I both seem to lean toward, if it's made of meat, we can eat. Somebody's kid had to go back in for their bow staff. Bow staff taller than the kid. The kid will probably grow into it. Mine is a short bow staff, and I probably will not outgrow it. I'm short. I'm so short that there's probably humor to be had in watching my aging, clumsy self approach my lifted vehicle and get into it. Out is easy. Just start going that way and let gravity help. I try to slide off the seat, which is bad for the outer edge of the seat cushion, and land on my feet. I'm holding on to either this, or the door, or the steering wheel, or this. I'm holding on to something when I do it. Get the door open. It doesn't feel quite as hot when the door is open. More kids leaving with sticks. If I was somewhere else, I'd be maybe worried about seeing so many kids with sticks. Some of us like sticks. I don't take that one in because I'm not learning that form. But it's nice. It's my stick. There are many like it, but this one's mine. I've decided I'm stopping at the store later. I've got a nice piece of pork tenderloin and some larger bone-in center-cut pork chops. But we go through the beef more than anything else. I like beef. Not a problem. But I really need to be using up the venison. And make sure I keep enough room to have some shrimp or other fish. Because we gotta have some fish occasionally. And it wouldn't hurt to get those wee small trash bags that go in the trash basket in the bathroom. Because if I put a kitchen sack in there, it's going to be huge. I need those small ones. Let me see it. Okay, it's almost 6 o'clock. I'm still early. Some more things to talk about. We talked about pollen. Oh, the grandson with all the digestive trouble. He's been advised to try going gluten-free for a while. Gluten seems to be a problem for him. Don't know if he's just at the stage of having an intolerance or if it's full-blown Crohn's. Crohn's is in the family, but not at the horrendous level some families get. So he's not the first one, but he's also not at the point that anyone's talking about taking out his colon. He might consider going to a meat diet at that point. But he's a bit of a foodie, and he likes his oatmeal, and he likes other things that often have contaminants, gluten in it. He's not a happy camper. But his mom has remembered what I've said about gluten-free Oreos. They're not diet. They're not sugar-free. They taste good, and they're cohesive. They hold up better to being dunked in your milk than regular Oreos do. Poor kid. The older boy is back from spring break. He went off to his daddy's for the week. He has not asked for money, so I probably need to restock the small amount I actually have that's cash. Somebody jogging along in what looks like a black jogging suit. Not the thing to wear for sunny days. Oh well. Keep an eye on time. It's almost 6. Oh, feeding birdies is great. They're pollinators. They go land somewhere and they check things out. They look for bugs amongst the flowers. And they pick up a little pollen on their feathers, and then they go look for bugs amongst the next bunch of flowers. And yeah, my mother-in-law is a big one for taking in the ones with the broken legs that need more care. The beef crumbles might help it. That's actually a pretty good idea, because they do need to keep their fats up. Flight is a high-energy activity. And if they're unhealthy, that will also give them the proteins they need. Yeah, I can see, since I'm not being jostled by driving, but still not reading glasses. I should probably stick my keys in my waistband, because these pants don't have pockets. There we go. Yeah, beef helps most of us. I looked at a news article a while back about a surgery that uses a beef tendon, a large piece, and use it to regrow some of the rotator cuff. When you've got a badly injured shoulder, sometimes, they go in to debride and clean up and start clipping away what'll never heal. Never. Yeah. Carnivores ignore that. We heal anyway. But apparently there's this sort of a bandage that gets built out of beef, and they can attach it to you, and as you absorb the proteins and the collagen, because you can do that, it helps rebuild the muscles that want to be part of your life. I thought it was an interesting story, but I haven't been able to find it again. I like sharing interesting channels. I should start sharing news articles like that too. Apparently it's working, and it's something to be seen in orthopedic space, which I'm not usually part of, but I thought it was interesting because anyone who's athletic uses their shoulder. And my left shoulder has been kind of painful and clicky occasionally lately. So I try to stretch it out pretty good. It's a pretty day. The sky is blue. There will still be a little bit of light when I leave here this evening. I hope it's not cold. There is a wasp buzzing around my mirror. You know, this is the kind of day when you hope there's a spider in there waiting on him. There's spiders around here that will eat wasps. Let's see if I can make him get out. Oh, crud. I'd have to have a key in for that. I just hit mirror adjustment buttons to try to get the mirror to do things, because the wasp just crawled behind the mirror. I'm trying for everything I can. I'm worth to think of more things that might help your birdie with the broken leg. Make sure he gets the protein. He, she, whatever it is. And make sure you get your protein. Exercise carefully. Eat what makes you feel better. Take care of each other, and remember, I love you and I want you to be okay. I gotta go in now. Bye-bye. Let me hit that again. There we go. Stop the stream.